The setting, Miami, Florida, with game time only moments away. The Pelicans taking on the Heat for the New Orleans Pelicans. Kind of a seesaw affair over the last 10 games. But this team feels they are better than a 500 team. They look to tip that balance with the win here. Heat, Pelicans is next. Hi, everyone. Time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. Here with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, and the power rankings now, second half of February. Interesting to see how some of these teams compare. Taking a look at Miami, they're in a bit of a holding pattern, hoping to take that next leap.
And when you look at where the Pelicans are, they've been really consistent so far this season, not making big moves up or down the rankings, and that can be harder to achieve than you might think.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. Scotty Barnes is out there with Edey. Then it's King, and it's Blackman, and at the 3, the small forward. And for the Heat, they've got Jonas. He's out there with Cason Wallace. Whitmore is out there with Nicholas Claxton. New Orleans moving the ball around. Back to Edey. Pass to Marks. Here's King. 6 on the shot clock. And he's good on the 3-ball. Tonight, I'm looking forward to this break. We're going to see the speed and the skill of NBA guards. 2 of the league's best going head-to-head.
And when I think basketball, I envision guards pushing the tempo, taking threes. The modern NBA has a lot of talent. The pace has never been higher.
Blackman, the pass to Marks. From outside, off the mark.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Here's Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
In that height, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Barnes outside. King with it. He had 27 points last game. Edey.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Here's Jonas. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Claxton finds Whitmore. Lets it go from deep. Wow, through the contact, and that 3 almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
Yeah, good job trying to get a hand in the face, but you've got to be more careful.
It's his first trip to the line.
And so far this season, shooting at a 75% clip from the line.
And he makes all 3. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Barnes. Here's Blackman out to the right wing. Just 5 to shoot. And that one's good. Barnes.
And right where he wants to be. It's so dangerous letting Barnes get inside like that.
Now Whitmore. Here's Claxton, who's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And let's take a moment to honor the Western Conference Player of the Week, Slim.
And the way that he has been able to kind of create something out of nothing for his teammates has been remarkable. Fantastic and timely passing combined with his vision is something that all players should aspire to have.
17-foot shot on the way. Again, the Pelicans score.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts. Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Pass to Jonas. go. It's rebounded by New Orleans. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
You know what? That's a game where the coach might just want to burn the video because there's no question they're a better team than what we saw. But they got crushed on that night.
Yeah, but what matters now is how the team responds to a loss like that. That's what makes this a big game for them.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Pelicans. So for the Pelicans, Peters checks in for Edey. Arnett comes in for Barnes, and it's Ellis in for Marks. King outside. Garnett finds Ellis. Here's King. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, he's such a natural talent. Has all the skill needed to produce at a high level.
Pass to Claxton. Back to Whitmore. On the wing, Wallace. Claxton a screen on Ellis. Shoots. Wallace misses.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
Now Ellis. Latrey. King, the pass to Peters, and good that time.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Jonas' shot is good.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
2 points, that one goes.
Pushing the action, getting others involved. He does it time and time again.
Yeah, when you're moving the ball like that, it just keeps everyone engaged in the game.
Fires for 3, and that one. One's good, Whitmore. Whitmore's got 8 points.
Yeah, D with very good pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Ellis, the pass to Garnett. Here's Peters. Lays it up off the glass.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
The Heat trailing. Pass to Wallace. Heat moving the ball around. Claxton sets the screen for Whitmore. And there it is for him.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Now here's King. He's one of the better scorers in the league, averaging almost 25 points a game. Pass to Jonas. Down low. And Claxton throws it down.
Both teams racking up the points to start this game.
Yeah, and I'm sure both coaches would like to see more defensive intensity from their teams.
King, the pass to Peters, and he gets the bucket. Peters has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
And now, Allie LaForce has something for us from the sideline.
Thanks, guys. Bam Adebayo is now the Heat's all-time leader in double-doubles.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. New Orleans in the lead. They've got Brooks. Walter out there with Riley. Then it's Tyler Hero. And it's Sears in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Barnes kicks to Ellis. Shoots over Hero. Ellis can't get it to go.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
To the paint. They swipe it. Now the fast break. King with the ball. Tipped away. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Sears. King with the block. Ellis against Brooks. Ellis the pass to King. From 6 feet, kicks it out to Ellis. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Miami's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And Barnes sends it back.
Oh, tremendous defense there from Barnes. That 7'2" wingspan coming in handy.
To the middle. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Pass to Kamare. To the inside. Barnes can't get it to go. For Miami, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Kicks it out to Hero. And a miss there on the triple.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against him.
Pass to Barnes. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Riley. Kicks it out to Hero. Misses the three. The Pelicans trail. Here's King. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
And he goes in for the dunk.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatic.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. So both teams making some changes here. And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. So, Stan, when it comes to preparing your team for a game, as a coach, what are the main things you're trying to get across?
Well, look, Kevin, I think the main things is you've got to decide what the main things are. And when you've got maybe an hour to prepare a team for a game, they're not going to be able to go through everything you would like them to know. But you got to decide. You got to prioritize. These are the 2 or 3 things we've got to get done tonight, and you've got to have a clear understanding of them.
Pass to Kamare. Shoots the 3. Miller grabs the miss. And here's Miller. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Well, when you're facing a team that's feeding off the crowd's energy, you have to bring your A game. They didn't do that defensively.
Yeah, when you have a defense that's showing this poor, it's normally due to an overall lack of effort.
Again, the miss by the Heat.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Pass to Kamare. Fires the 3. Sinks the three-pointer. Kamare's got the lead up to 3 now for New Orleans.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Ellis outside. King outside. Here's Blackman. 6 to shoot. Amaron. That 3 off the mark.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Outside, Hero. No good from outside.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Pass to Barnes. Miller with the ball. Guarded now by Barnes. And here is Hero. From outside the arc, Pelicans with the rebound. Their last encounter was in New Orleans.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short.
Barnes against Miller. Shot clock at 5. King's shot is off. Miami trailing. Pass to Jonas. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. And here is Barnes. He's covered by Hero.
And you got to be careful how you guard Barnes, especially when he's in attack mode.
All right, well, look at how the points have been generated so far. Scoring breakdown for the Pelicans.
Well, they've set the tone early with their pace. So important to capitalize on transition opportunities, and it keeps the defense off balance.
And they've also refused to give up on their plays tonight, chasing after their shots and just working hard for second chance points.
Shot clock at 6. Jonas buries it down low.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
And here is King. Pass to Kamare. Barnes left side. And the rejection by Paxton. Gurovic. Boom, he jams it straight down. He talked about a back-and-forth game. This is the definition.
You have to love these kinds of games, scoring-wise, keeping everybody on their toes.
And that's a great look at that slam from our AT&T Connected Cam. Barnes left side. Kamara with it. Wallace is there. Kamara misses.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Nice shot by Wallace. Now it's a 3-point Heat lead.
Well, he's been very reliable tonight. Not wasting any chances, really using his head.
Outside, Hero. Over Ellis. Hero, no good.
Well, he's still looking for his first bucket. Fortunately, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's King, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Miami. Down low. Here's Jonas. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off of 6.
King outside. Pass to Barnes. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Barnes has got 10 points in the game.
Yikes, this quarter has not been kind to him. Just 1 for 5 so far.
And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And the Heat making a change here. Whitmore's checked in and getting very close to seeing. And so it's Scotty Barnes making things happen for New Orleans. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. And Allie LaForce has got something now for us from the floor. Allie, take it away.
Coach, it's been a hard-fought game. A lot of hustle plays. What gets you over the hump in the second half?
Well, we just have to keep on grinding. That's what this kind of game is like. In many ways it feels like a playoff game. But those plays right there, ball in the air, ball on the floor, we gotta make sure we're dominating those areas and then make some plays.
We'd love to see playoff intensity there in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Terrific stuff, Allie. Thank you so much. And we'll be back for the third quarter right after this halftime break.
Arena Entertainment.
Hello, everybody. We all like close games, and tonight's matchup with the New Orleans Pelicans does not disappoint.
Got to give it up for their second unit, leaping off that bench, going out there playing like starters.
Roster depth, the key factor for them here. And moving things along, let's take a look at some contenders for this year's dunk contest.
The anticipation is real. Everyone wants to know who's going to be showing out. I know who I'm picking. How about you, Shaq?
Well, Detective O'Neill has some classified intel that would break this event, so I'm going to keep it to myself.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. We're seeing a tremendous game from Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
The Pelicans leading. So for New Orleans right now, King is out there at Marks. Then it's Zach Edey. Then there's Scotty Barnes. And it's Blackman in at the 3 spot. Now Whitmore. Claxton sets the screen for Whitmore. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Barnes kicks it over to Marks. Pass to King. Here's Blackman. Lets it go with a 3. They grab their own miss. And stolen by Whitmore. To the middle. For the lead. Drills the 3-pointer. Whitmore's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Heat. And not even 3 quarters out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Pass to Marks. On the wing, Barnes. 5 on the clock. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Kasper Jonas.
Yeah, good job to take it right after this.
Pelicans shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. Good on both.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
Miami trailer. Wallace outside. Pass to Jonas. Whitmore with it. 15 points in the game. The 3. And again. And it's Miami with a 3.
Man, boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Yeah, very hot start out of halftime. Making their first 3 shots, getting the looks that they want, and knocking them down.
Shot from 16. Miami grabs the miss. How about this run, Craig, they're on right now? Wow.
I mean, they're just getting to their spots and executing, really keeping things simple.
Claxton with the bucket.
They are on fire right now. That's 4 straight makes.
Pelicans trail by 6. Pass to Edey. Here's Marks. All is covering. Lock at 6. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Edey, and he can't stop the run as he misses.
Well, this is not what they envisioned coming out of the break. Missing their first 3 shots.
And stolen by Wallace. Inside, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Finding a little rhythm here that they have to like where they're at.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
Pelicans trail by 9. Here's King. He's got 8. Now Eason. Here's Garnett. Buries it from three-point range. Garnett's got 7.
Yeah, they get one to fall. Now 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
Pass to Claxton. Now Whitmore. He's covered by Eason. Here's the 3. And it's Whitmore missing. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Now here's Ellis. Still scoreless. Back to King. There's the triple. The shot misses. The Heat leading by 6. Pass to Jonas. Here's Wallace. Traps in the tray. 15 points in the game.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
And here's Ellis for 3. It's hauled in by Claxton. Claxton's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Garnett, the screen. To the paint. And Garnett with the slam.
This guy is a high flyer. I mean, especially for a power forward, and he needs to be as an undersized player.
Good ball movement here by Miami. King with the steal. And that one's good by Garnett. Garnett's got 7 now in this quarter.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
For the 3. Pelicans with the rebound. Peters has got his 5th rebound in this one. And here is King. He's got 8. Inside, Garnett. And Garnett with the slam.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. Well, a chance to check out some stats for him.
And he's struggling with his shot these days, and the analytics bear that out with the true shooting percentage heading down in these past 10 games. But guys, it wouldn't surprise me if that was a trend that he could reverse here tonight.
And they call an illegal screen here.
Well, I don't know what happened during halftime, but he just hasn't had his focus since the break. Too many careless turnovers.
Things really clicking for him at the offensive end.
They're making good decisions, not wasting these opportunities.
And it's slammed in by Garnett.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Tyler Hero, he's checked in for Jonas. For Miami, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field to start this second half. Some tremendous shooting from them. Here's Hero. Pass to Whitmore. Wallace with a screen on Eason. 4 on the shot clock. Tips it up. Great positioning on the putback. 17 points for Wallace.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a 6th sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
There's a good screen. King, the pass to Eason. Drills it from outside.
Unselfish basketball. That's what coaches love to see.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Tyler Hero wants to be the complete package. He said, quote, "I'm not thinking score, score, score. It's more about finding different ways to impact the game, knowing I don't have to force the issue. When I'm taking efficient shots and making the right passes, that Kevin, back to you.
Yeah, he's finding that balance. All right, Allie, as always, we thank you. Here's Hero. And another basket for Miami.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Garnett with a screen on Hero. King outside, down low. Here's Peters, and it's Miami with the rebound. Claxton's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Whitmore. Peters grabs the miss. Peters has got 6 rebounds here tonight. King with it. He's got 8. Here's Garnett. Good, and the assist goes to Ellis. 18 points for Garnett.
Wow, he's found his game offensively here in the second half. Really has turned things around.
And so Eric Spoelstra will call a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. Walter, he's checked in for Miami. Pelicans trail by 8. Riley is out there with Walter. Then it's Tyler Hero. Then there's Jonas. And it's Brooks in at the 5, down low. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Here's Houston. Another possession, another assist.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. Pass to Hero. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Even though it hasn't been his best game, they're still up, and that's what's important.
Goes back up, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for Miami.
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip, and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the 3.
And you can't ignore their passing. All game long, they've done a great job of just delivering the ball in rhythm right where it needs to be.
To the wing on the left. 3-pointer. Gets it to go from beyond. Heroes got 11 in the second half.
Well, after that tough first half, you hoped he'd find his way to bounce back and get things going here in the second.
Garnett outside. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Here's Jonas. And it's off from 3-point range. Pass to Houston. Riley grabs the miss.
That's a defender doing just enough to cause a miss on the layup.
Over in the corner, Hero. Brooks with a screen on Garnett. Jonas. Hero from long range. Nailed from 3-point land. Hero's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Heat. Here's King. Garnett outside from deep. And the Pelicans miss again. The Heat leading by 9. And Slim picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. The Heat making a switch here. Claxton's checked in.
Number 41, Nicholas.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And Claxton throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
King outside. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
The officials are all over that.
First free throw is good.
Shooting for New Orleans.
He hits both from the stripe. Miami's on 2 or 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Now, Hero. Defense right on him. Paxton a screen on Garnett. There's Hero with the 3. They get it back. Just 5 on the clock. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today, but you can't make it that obvious.
In the corner, Kamara with it. And again, another assist. The chemistry he has with his guys is impressive.
Keeping his head on a swivel, actively seeking out his teammate.
Out to the right wing. Back to King. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Pass to Claxton. Here's Jonas. Miami no good on that time either. Now King. Garnett the screen. King the pass to Garnett. And another assist. The chemistry he has with his guys is impressive.
Keeping his head on a swivel, actively seeking out his teammate.
And again, it's the Heat missing. Pelicans trail by 4. King with it. Picked up by Claxton. The offensive rebound. Pass to Kamare. Now Bassi. King outside. To the middle. Stolen by Hero. Here's Walter. Here's Jonas. And he drops in the layup off the glass. The Heat lead by 6.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Here's Bassi. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to have.
Claxton sets the screen for Hero. Here's Walter. Wow, came this close to a 4-point play. He'll head to the line for 3 free throws. And that one misses.
Now at the line, Walter.
And he's good on the second.
3 free throws.
And he nails the third. Pelicans trail by 6. Now here's King. Shoots over Jonas. And it's New Orleans scoring again.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
Here's Whitmore. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And here's the upcoming schedule now for the Miami Heat. On Thursday, they head out on the road and face the Mavericks in Dallas. Then on Friday, they'll go up against the Bulls in Chicago.
And looking at that Nets matchup, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Cason Wallace, he's checked in for Walter. Gurovic, here's Jonas. Out to Wallace, from past the arc. Edey with the rebound. Edey's got his 4th rebound in this one. Eason gets a wide open look. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And as they're trailing in this game, they're trying to stay in it with the triple. Shooting a lot more of them than they did in the first half.
Looking to answer the 3 from the other end. Maybe too eager there.
King, the pass to Eason. And another 3 for New Orleans.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Eason's gone an outstanding 3 of 4 from 3-point territory. Here's Whitmore. They get it back. Here's New Orleans. They're on a 17-6 run. King left side. Here's Edey, and he uses the glass on the layup.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Pass to Whitmore. King with the steal. Here's Marks from deep. And again, New Orleans with the triple. Breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And also, they've made it a point to push it off turnovers. They're playing smart and alert, capitalizing on mistakes.
Edey with a screen on Wallace. Here's King. Six to shoot. Shot from 12. Edey, and another assist for him.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. And here is Wallace. Pass to Whitmore. Good on the three-point shot. Whitmore's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And when he gets it going, this is what can happen. They need to think about the double team now.
To the inside, and another assist.
And that last assist ties him for the franchise record for most in a game. How about the night he's having?
He's been on time and pinpoint with his passing all game long. Fantastic performance to tie the franchise record. Barnes is checked in for Tari Eason. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Eric Spoelstra's huddle. Coach was seething about the turnovers. He said, I love everything we're doing but the turnovers. They're killing us. Let's clean up that before it sinks us.
Thank you, Allie. Puts up the three. It's good.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
King with it. Floats one up. Can't get it to go.
And we talk about the importance of protecting the rim. Right there, outstanding defense.
Here's Whitmore. Edey with the steal. Barnes high nails the six-footer.
And no fear in Barnes late in the game. This guy is not afraid of the moment.
Whitmore up top. Jacks up a three. The three goes down.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
King left side. Deflects the pass and stolen by Wallace. Now Whitmore. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. 4 on the clock. To tie it up. King with the ball. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Pelicans leading. .55 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Barnes the screen. And King, here we go. From outside, and again another assist.
And sure enough, he's just set the single-game franchise record for assists.
Showing that vision both to find his teammates and to reach new heights. Buries the deep ball.
That is world-class.
Yeah. And I can...
Miami foul. Got the chance. 5th personal foul. 3rd team foul.
Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team.
That's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, that's outstanding execution in a big spot. He showed a lot of poise at the line right there.
Timeout called the Heat. 19 seconds left in the fourth. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
Looking for a quick shot, trying to extend the game.
Yeah, and then they have to foul quickly and hope for some misses at the line.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times. You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
No doubt, that just about seals it.
Beyond the arc. Edey rips down the rebound. So it's a narrow victory for New Orleans, pulling it out for a W. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean, they turned it around and used it as motivation to close out a significant win.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Slim.